Have you ever wondered what it takes to build a country from scratch? It's not just about drawing lines on a map or raising a flag. It's a messy, complex, and often dramatic story of struggle, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of an idea. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible process of how a nation is born. Let's start with the spark. Every nation begins with an idea, a shared identity. This could be a common language, a shared history of triumphs and tragedies, a unified religion, or a powerful philosophy. Think about the American Revolution. It wasn't just about taxes. It was ignited by the radical idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the belief that people had the right to govern themselves. This shared dream is the seed. It gives a group of people a reason to call themselves us and to see others as them. It's the glue that holds everything together when things get tough. But an idea alone isn't enough. It needs a voice. It needs leaders. These are the charismatic figures who can take that abstract idea and make it feel real, urgent, and personal. They are the orators, the writers, the strategists who can mobilize the masses. Figures like Simon Bolivar in South America, who envisioned a united continent free from Spanish rule. Or Mahatma Gandhi in India, who championed nonviolent resistance. These leaders translate the collective yearning for freedom into a concrete plan of action. They articulate the grievances, define the goals, and inspire people to risk everything for a future they can't yet see. Once the people are mobilized, the struggle truly begins. This is often the most painful and violent part of a nation's birth. It's the Revolutionary War, the fight for independence. It's a period of immense sacrifice, where ordinary people become soldiers, spies, and martyrs. The established power, whether it's a colonial empire or a domestic tyrant, rarely gives up without a fight. The cost is measured in blood, treasure, and tears. These struggles forge a nation's soul. The stories of heroism and sacrifice become the founding myths told and retold to future generations, reminding them of the price of their freedom. This period of conflict solidifies the us versus them mentality and strengthens the bonds of the emerging nation. If the revolutionaries are successful, a new, even greater challenge emerges, building the state. Winning a war is one thing. Winning the peace is another entirely. Now, the leaders have to create the actual machinery of a government. This is where the debates get heated. What kind of government will it be? A republic? A monarchy? A federation? How will power be divided? Who gets to vote? This is the moment for constitutions, for laws, for creating institutions like courts, parliaments, and armies. The United States, after its revolution, faced this exact problem. The Articles of Confederation were too weak, leading to chaos. It took the brilliant, contentious debates of the Constitutional Convention to hammer out a framework for a new government document that has been argued over and amended for over 200 years. This process is about turning the poetic ideals of the Revolution into the practical prose of governance. It's about building a system that can endure, provide stability, and protect the rights that everyone fought for. With a government in place, the next step is gaining recognition from the rest of the world. A nation can't exist in a vacuum. It needs other countries to acknowledge its sovereignty, to say, yes, you are a legitimate country. This means diplomacy, treaties, and trade. It's about joining the international community, getting a seat at the United Nations, and establishing embassies. This external validation is crucial. It opens the door to international trade, alliances, and security. For many newly independent nations, this struggle for recognition can be just as difficult as the fight for independence itself, as other powers may have political reasons to ignore or undermine the new state. But perhaps the most challenging and longest part of nation building is forging a unified national identity. You've got the territory, the government, and the flag. But do the people actually feel like they belong to one nation? This is where culture comes in. It's about creating national symbols that everyone can rally around. A national anthem, a flag, national holidays. It's about building a national education system that teaches a shared history and common values. Think of Italy's unification in the 19th century. After the political state was formed, the statesman Massimo d'Azeglio famously said, "We have made Italy. Now we must make Italians." Different regions had their own dialects, traditions, and loyalties. It took decades of effort through schools, military service, and infrastructure projects like railways that connected the peninsula to cultivate a sense of being Italian rather than just Sicilian, Venetian, or Tuscan. This process of cultural unification is ongoing. It involves newspapers, literature, art, and even sports. The World Cup is a perfect example of how a sporting event can galvanize national pride and bring millions of people together under a single banner. This process is never truly finished. A nation is not a static object. It's a living, breathing organism that is constantly evolving. It faces new challenges, economic crises, social divisions, political polarization, and the question of how to integrate new immigrants into the national fabric. The story of a nation is a continuous conversation, a constant negotiation of what it means to be a citizen. The initial ideals are tested, reinterpreted, and sometimes, tragically, forgotten. The journey from a simple idea to a fully fledged nation-state is one of the most epic stories in human history. It's a testament to our deep-seated need for belonging, for self-determination, and for a place to call home. It's a story of visionaries, rebels, and lawmakers. It's a story of conflict and compromise, of building and rebuilding. Every country on the map today has its own unique version of this story, filled with its own heroes, villains, and pivotal moments. And understanding this process helps us understand the world we live in today. A world shaped by these very struggles for nationhood. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the birth of a nation. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world. Let me know in the comments which nation's birth story you find most compelling. See you in the next video.